Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof. And welcome, my friends, to Aloft. Oh my goodness, if you've been watching the streams recently, you may have noticed that I have been slightly addicted to this game. Aloft released on Early Access 7 days ago, and I already have approximately 82 to 83 hours in the game. oh God. I've been playing Aloft a lot. I can't help myself. I really can't. But today, we're not here to talk about my addiction to the game, though technically we are going to end up showing off why I'm addicted to this game at the moment. Aloft is a really fun game to start with. Overall, it's one of my favorite games of this year, along with like Pacific Drive and a few other titles, a few other indie titles. But today we are going to be talking about something I like to call the Pioneer's Folly. Now, for those of you who don't know, a few years back, myself, Sliver, and Sarin played Space Engineers together. We streamed Space Engineers for a good long time, and eventually we built something called the Gentleman's Folly. The Gentleman's Folly is a ridiculously massive ship in Space Engineers. And we built all of that together, and it never got finished, which is why it is called the Gentleman's Folly, because it was our folly to attempt to build it. This is called the Pioneer's Folly, specifically the A.R.S. Pioneer's Folly, the Aloft research ship Pioneer's Folly. This is the Pioneer's Folly. When I started playing Aloft, I thought to myself, well, what if I build a ship? And during the playtests, I was like, oh, I'll try and build a rickety-looking sky ship of some sort. What I didn't realize at the time is that there's so many more ways to build in Aloft than what you first realize there are. So this ship is an amalgamation of all the building techniques that I've slowly figured out for Aloft. This vessel is an island. There is an island in there. It's a bit hidden. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. But first things first, I would like to say thank you to the devs for creating a game that has truly captured my creative spark. I love the construction mechanics in this game, and we're going to take a tour around this ship in a little bit. But Aloft as a creative medium is such a wonderful time. I cannot overstate that. Okay, let's get into this. So, starting from the outside, this ship is based on a real-life ship, actually. I used the A.R.S. Discovery as a basis for the visual of this vessel. It is based on a 18th to 19th century steamship, and it is designed with that sort of functionality in mind. Obviously, we don't have like steam engines or anything like that in Aloft. Aloft is a very like ecologically friendly game, but I do like my steampunk. So if I can fit some in here and there, I will. But yes, as I said, this is based on the A.R.S. Discovery, and the Discovery was the first Royal research ship that was launched by the UK for, I believe, the Antarctic expeditions. It is now a museum ship. It is located in Dundee, Scotland, and it is a beauty. I went to see it once, and it is a lovely ship. So this took inspiration from that. This is also the reason why it's called the A.R.S. Pioneer's Folly, because the original ship was called the R.R.S. Royal Research Ship. So in this case, it's the Aloft Research Ship, A.R.S. But yes, let's hop on board, shall we? So here we'll start on the main deck and we'll slowly work our way down. I will say a lot of this is partially aesthetic. I've done my best to incorporate the mechanical elements of the game's systems into this ship without too much friction, I'll say. So there is you can see all the sails that are actually built on top of each other to make that sort of stacked vertical mast sort of look and feel. You can see here we have the crow's nests on the fore and mizzen sails, fore and mizzen masts, sorry. And we have the bowsprit as well with some netting to catch you if you need to climb out here. I think it's quite good. I've also incorporated port and starboard lighting. Admittedly, we don't have red and green lights in Aloft, or at least I haven't found any. So we're going for yellow and blue instead. Yellow is port, blue is starboard. Yellow is closest to red, blue is closest to green, etc., etc. So yeah. The curving of this ship actually took a long time to get right. These curves are... Oh boy. I spent quite a few hours getting these curves into place, but I'm very happy with the results. You can also see out the edge here all of these beams that are built along the outside to give it that sort of highlight the visuals and the curves and all the ribbing and stuff as well. So, this main foredeck contains our granaries. So all of our seeds are in this one. So this should technically be seed storage, and dirty water. And this is our food storage. So. Well, technically this is ingredient storage. And I've sort of put them out here near the front because it feels like they frame this area quite nicely. And admittedly, it does, what I was originally planning was having, the anchor chain wrap around here. These would be the anchor chain sort of system pulleys. That you would see, but realistically, I don't think you really need an anchor in, well, the ether of the void, essentially. So they're just ingredient storage areas. The main deck is relatively clean. At some point, what I do want to do is I want to build a little lifeboat-esque type thing. On the main deck here. I haven't gotten around to that yet, but I have a few ideas, a few plans for that at some point. I might have something like a little lifeboat with a lateen sail on it. We'll see. Again, we've got these port and starboard lights. On the bridge. We'll go up there in a second, but if we walk all the way to the back of the ship, you can see we've actually got a little observation deck. This is more of a communal area. You can see the rear sails. They adjust with the wind. All of this sort of rigging, all the rigging actually is done using these connectors. At least these lower parts of the rigging are done using these connectors because they work quite well. This rigging is done using long leaf cloth, the stretchable long leaf cloth. All the long rigging is because we don't have point-to-point ropes yet, though hopefully we will be getting them at some point in the future, and I can't wait to redo all the rigging on this to make it look really nice. If we head up here, you can see this is the smokestack for our main sort of area. We do actually have we have a chimney technically. I'm not going to activate it at the moment because I have apparently run out of windstones building everything else on this ship. Also, this sheep keeps escaping. I'll show you where the sheep are later, but yeah, that one keeps escaping and I don't know how. This is our bridge section. We have our map table up here, and we have our sort of like the levers for engaging flight and stuff that are literally just like a couple of bits and pieces that have been rigged together, like a few wood pieces and some triangles and stuff. I like to imagine that this like lantern controls the engine output or something, and then we have the ship's wheel, which gives us a lovely view of the whole thing. Since we can't technically jump off the back and look, I can show you from this angle. You can see the windmills that power all of the machines in the ship. I'm using them essentially as prop propellers to sort of boost us along in this world. It might be a sailing ship, but it needs a bit of an oomph sometimes. We've also got a lot of decent lighting all over the place. You can see, admittedly, a few things like stick out because I haven't quite managed to incorporate them directly, but I had to build the mast at some point. I couldn't put everything inside them. So yeah. So, if we head down into the main section of the ship, this here is the main sort of, I won't say it's the main communal area, but it's sort of the main gathering area of the ship. You have a few bits and pieces of storage here, some like crafting stuff. Apparently I have a bunch of water opals that I just haven't been using. All of my like little bits and miscellaneous pieces. My bugs chest for when I need all the bugs to do eco-balancing, and this is the food chest for bits and pieces of food. I should probably put that away. This is the kitchen area. Eventually we will have like a couple of extra like beakers and stuff, because there is a specific set of things that I need to put there. Where is it? Where'd it go? Is it... Yeah. The fungicide brewing still and the antidote brewing still, they're planned to go here. However, I haven't got the ceramics to actually make that yet because I haven't ventured into the third area yet. This is our research table, but it also counts as like the cooking area. We have this furnace or this fire, which is connected into the actual chimney, but the chimney isn't actually fed directly by this furnace. This is a secondary one just for the cooks to use, basically. We're going to start at the back. Yes. So this is the captain's cabin. It's got this lovely atmosphere. It's got a lovely chandelier. I would love to just live in this place, to be honest. It's so pleasant. It's really nice. We've got a little bit of decoration. Ooh, that's... Okay, I need to move that forward a little bit. I'll get to that later. On this side, we have the carpentry section. This is just where our sawmill is stored and all of our wood stockpiles and stuff. And on this side, we have the medical bay. This is the medic's room. There's like curtains for privacy. There's a nice tree in the corner. They're what we use to cultivate mushrooms. But yeah, we've got a few hanging tapestries. It's not overly decorated, but I do like how it looks quite a lot. Then if we come along here, you can see we have these portholes out the side. The corridors run along both sides of the ship. We have these staircases that go down. We also have these staircases that come up back into the main area. This actually is a neat little thing. I wanted to put in some props and stuff. This is the tarps that go over the top of this section in bad weather. So we string up a tarp, connect it to the chimney, the smokestack, put up some extra pieces here and here, and make it so that we don't get wet. And we do that for the bridge section here as well. And we have it all folded away down here at the moment, which I think is pretty nice. These are our pigment shelves. This is our main crafting area. And if we move on through here, we'll head into these areas. So these are direct crew quarters. They're all relatively the same. Some have a little bit more decoration in them. But yeah, this is crew quarters. The ship can manage up to 5 crew at any one time. And this is our main crafting area. We have storage for all of our cloths. We have the spinning wheel, the millstone, and the flax brake, and the loom, and our big old dye pool. I was originally planning to put this down by the engine to make it look like a sort of water reservoir for the steam boiler. However, you'll see why I didn't do that in a bit. We also have our big old customization table right here in the middle. I quite like that. Moving on down, one more floor. This is our main farming area with our composting bin and our worm bins. This is essentially where all of our linen, all of our flax comes from. I'm just going to quickly water these because I can never have enough flax, as is evidenced by the amount of sails on this ship. This is our main farm area. We have some plank stockpiles down here, some hay stockpiles, a little bit of compost and carved wood. We have some storage areas over the top of this section, and we have all of our sheep and alpacas. This Victoria and the other sheep, Lily, up there, Lily keeps escaping, and I have no idea how. Like, none of the others do. But Lily and Victoria constantly escaping. And we also have Riker over there, our pheasant, who seems to have gotten stuck. I might have to get him out of there at some point. And this is the heart of the ship. This is our massive steam boiler engine type thing. Obviously, it's all made of rock. We don't have any metal in this world. But it's honestly really cool. It's got these massive sort of smokestacks. It goes all the way. It goes straight through the ship. It looks really cool. And here you can see our island. This is the island that we are actually. You can't see me right now, but I'm gesticulating with my hands because I'm so happy with all of this. But yes, this is the central island that this entire ship is supported by. It looks so small in comparison to everything I've built around here, but I love it. I love it. Structurally, this makes absolutely no sense, but I do love the sort of magical whimsy that this whole thing is sort of working with. But yes, this is our essentially steam engine. You can see like the power systems that are linked up here that go out to the propellers and everything. And if we come through here, you can find the toilets. This is the reason why I didn't put the like big water pool down here, because it would have gone back here. But I decided I wanted to have toilets because honestly, with most ships, there is an area that is like toilets and stuff. And you have like bits and pieces of like I think we've used the we've used one of the planter types, one of the stone planter types, as like the toilet bowl, and it all goes like underneath the deck and it goes out the back, and this is at the back of the ship, so it just drops out the back and God knows where it goes. Yeah, we've got a few like planters and stuff. We've got some cloth hanging to, you know, use when required. And it's basically the same on the other side as well. I was thinking about adding showers, but I couldn't really figure out how to do showers with the pieces that we have in the game. So I might retroactively like switch out one side for showers instead later on, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. And then we have like the bilge down here, which is like locked off with this grate, but if we remove that very quickly, you can see the actual exterior, like the planking of the ship, the way it curves down. This is where we keep all of our stone and stuff. And like we can walk along here if we need to, but most of the time we leave it locked off because most of the time we don't need to come down here. It is literally like in a normal ship, in a traditional seafaring ship, it would be where like the water pumps and stuff are, but we're flying, so it doesn't really make a difference in this situation. Let me quickly put that back. There we go. And yeah, that is the A.R.S. Pioneer's Folly. I'm incredibly happy with how this looks, sailing across the skies of Aloft. I'm incredibly happy. Like, I'm sorry, just look at it. And I need to draw attention to the fact that all of these planks, all of these beams, all of those windows, all of them were placed by hand in survival. I built this in survival and I am so proud of it. Like, look at that. Look at how cool that looks, sailing through the sky. I am so pleased with it. Yeah, this is 80 hours of work and I couldn't be happier. Devs, if you're listening, which I assume you probably are, because I know what I'm doing with this video, you have done an amazing job with this game. I am in love with it. And also, pretty please, can I have some wider sails? I'm sorry, I can't help myself. But yeah, so this is the A.R.S. Pioneer's Folly. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys pick up Aloft. It is a really fun game. It's in early access at the moment, but it already feels so polished. Also, flags. I'd like to see flags in the game as well. That would be cool. Flags would be neat. But yeah. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining us for this little tour of my latest project, if you will. And yeah, go pick up Aloft, go check it out on Steam. It's in early access, but it's already so wonderful, and it is such a chill, enjoyable, and relaxing game that you can just lose hours in, and I love it. But yeah, thank you all very much for joining us today. And we shall see you all next time. What's my next video? It'll probably be, I want to say Plague Tale. That's what's coming out next, but I don't quite remember. Anyway, thank you all very much for joining us, everyone. I realize I've signed off 3 times now. Have a very good evening and a very good night. We shall see you all next time. Goodbye, my friends and sky sailors of Aloft. Oh, can I do something cool? Yes, let's take a picture. At full sail. Ah, what a beauty.